Hello folks, so in this video we're going to actually continue working with the AWS workshop. We are going to be looking at CloudWatch database insights. So AWS has announced the end of life date for performance insights, which is actually an older version of AWS, I think this database insights. I think more like performance insights was specific to Aurora, or was it CloudWatch? I don't know. Yeah, I think it was specific to Aurora. It was part of RDS. As you can see, it was part of RDS. So now it is part of Database Insights, part of CloudWatch. So November 30, 2025, the end of life is that. And after this date, Amazon RDS will no longer support the Performance Insights console experience, flexible retention periods, and their associated pricing, right? So it's better to move to database insights, and it's supposed to have more features than performance insights. So this lab will demonstrate the use of CloudWatch database insights, which is part of CloudWatch. And CloudWatch database insights monitors your Amazon RDS and Amazon Aurora DB instance load, so that you can analyze and troubleshoot your database performance. So Database Insights presents metrics in a single dashboard for all databases in your fleet, allowing you to monitor all your databases simultaneously, which is pretty cool. So this lab contains the following tasks. Okay, enable Database Insights on your Aurora DB cluster, generate load on your DB cluster, understand the Database Insights interface, examine the performance of your DB instance. Cool. Let's move on. Just a moment. Okay. Looks like I can't click here because of this. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So open the Amazon RDS console. Okay. If not already open, click on databases to view all the database instances. So we're going to be choosing Aurora MySQL cluster. So it looks like we need an upgrade. I will come back to that. Aurora MySQL cluster. Let me get rid of this, which isn't coming in between. So by the way, we had actually seen this. Just get the URL to this and then move on. When we go to the next one, does it show 2? Yeah, it shows 2 just like that. Okay, cool. So first we'll go to 1. So MySQL cluster, and then click on modify. Okay, database insights has 2 modes. Okay, we have to modify actually. We should not just click it. Anyways, I'll probably now click modify now, and then Insights has 2 modes, an advanced mode and a standard mode. Standard mode is the default mode for database insights, okay? And you can turn on advanced mode for your database. So to get started with database insights advanced mode, follow the steps, okay? Open, choose databases, click an existing DB instance or multi availability zone DB cluster where you want to enable advanced mode, and choose the modify option. So in the database insights section, select advanced mode. Okay. So there should be insights. Yep. So this is standard as of now. We're going to be choosing advanced. If it is standard, you can enable performance insights also, I guess. But so it has retention for 7 days and all that. If you enable this, you'll see the KMS KID and all that. But since we don't need the thing, we'll actually click this. As you can see, if it's advanced, it must be enabled, I guess. It will be enabled, I guess. Like if I click this now, like if I do this, now it's 15 months instead of just 7 days and all that. Instead it's 15 months. So yeah, I click this, 7 days and whatnot. Click this, it's 15 months. So advanced mode retains 15 months. Here it says retains 7 days of performance history with the option to pay for the retention of up to 24 months of performance history. Retains 15 months of performance history. I think you can't pay for retention of more. I don't know. Fleet level monitoring integration with CloudWatch application signals. Okay. And then advanced mode, schedule for modifying, apply immediately, and okay. Cool. So let's just go ahead and I don't know what this is. Start time and all, backup. Anyways, look, this is I think about when to do backups and like snapshots. I don't know, maintenance window and all that. Okay, let's just click apply during the next scheduled time, which is July 14. No, I'm not gonna have that much time, so I'm just gonna do this. Apply immediately. So, yep, that is done. I think this should be happening now. Is it enabled? It's currently not in a modifiable state. You can update is the deletion protection option. Okay. Oh yeah, it's configuring by the way. So enhanced monitoring. Cool. So I think basically it will show how the difference is. Like I think I noticed this. I quickly clicked modify, but basically the current is standard and it was enabled, but it was less days I think. Now it's advanced and this is enabled and this is 465 days because 15 months into 30, 15 into 31 I think. So I think 15 into 30 is 45 for it is 465 I think. Yeah. Let me check. So 15 into 30 is 450, yes, and then plus 15 because it's 31 days per month generally. 30 or 31 or 29 also sometimes, but or 28. But if you think of it as like 31 days, then 450 plus 15, which is 465, so it's correct. So yeah, let's wait for it to become available. Just a moment. Hello folks, so I'm back. I was looking at some informational recommendation. Aurora MySQL cluster is not running the latest minor version DB engine version. Anyways, we'll probably upgrade this later. Was successfully modified. Oh shit. Oh, apply immediately. Okay, this is an older notification. I think this one. I think I'll apply it later. I don't want to do it now. I think there's a separate section for this. So now, if you go and look at the DB instances, now this is available. So now you should actually see monitoring. Database insights is now available. Comments, database metrics and logs into a unified view. So there are metrics and logs into a unified view in CloudWatch because CloudWatch has logs and metrics and stuff like alarms and all to speed up database troubleshooting. So you can go here. So we'll be generating load now since we've enabled database insights. So and it's available now. It's in available state now. You'll use Percona's TPCC. So I think TPCC is basically a benchmark script or benchmark thing. So TPCC like benchmark script. So Percona is actually a company that does a lot of database stuff. They provide database consulting, and now I think they have a database as a service thing also. So benchmark script based on sysbench to generate load. For simplicity, we have packaged the correct set of commands in an AWS Systems Manager command document. You'll use AWS Systems Manager run command to execute the test. So we'll actually be executing the sysbench test. We can actually check out what that test involves. Maybe let's open up a new tab and look at Systems Manager. So I think this can help you run scripts across multiple things and all. Missing permissions for the new systems manager experience. You don't have some permissions required for them to use in here. You recommended policies. Okay. Anyway, so it's fine. Enable the new experience. I think I can't. I don't have access. The configuring needed to power this configuration is getting it. Please don't leave or refresh the page until complete. Okay. Is an intuitive, easy to use interface to simplify node management and enhance operational efficiency. You can also set up systems manager across your organization. Setting up unified console performs the following actions in this account. Enables DHMC check to ensure the managed nodes have the permissions required for the management by systems manager, and remediates drift every 1 day. Collects inventory metadata from managed nodes every 12 hours. Okay. Updates SSM. I think this is systems manager. I don't know why it's called SSM. Why is it not just SM? Is automatically every 14 days. Configures AWS additional AWS services required for unified console functionality. So this can take. Please don't leave or refresh the page until complete. So okay. So I'll probably then open this up in a new page. I think I still don't have permission, probably that's why this is still going on. Anyways, I'll probably just click review node insights, explore nodes, everything shows up the same thing. Okay, do I have some node tools, compliance? Compliance, create batch baseline. Okay, sorry, not batch. Create patch baseline. I don't know what that is. Fleet manager and whatnot. Look, let's look at. I'm on my Amazon. Okay. I don't know what these are. Fleet manager, hybrid activations, patch manager, run command is what I'm looking for, I think. So change management, there's a lot of stuff I think in systems manager. Session manager, state manager, automation, change calendar, change manager, documents, maintenance, Windows quick setup, app config, application manager, parameter store, and CloudWatch dashboard, explorer, incident manager, ops center. Okay. So I'm gonna look at documents because there is no command history or commands. Looks like there was something run, bootstrap client run, but other than that, I think nothing else. So instance, in which instance it was run, and then I don't know what was the script that was in. Command description, command ID is this, command document is Aurora bootstrap client. Okay, cool. Instance ID is this. So can we look at the documents or the commands? I think owned by me. Yeah, so there are two of them. So here you can actually see, I can even favorite them. Okay, and clone document preferences, block public sharing with other. Yeah, okay. So let me just. So it looks like there are a lot of them, like auto scaling group, exit standby, and all that. Anyways, shared with me, nothing. Favorites. I will remove these favorites and I shouldn't have anything. Anyways, so let me actually open this up in a new tab, and let me also just click this. Okay, however, it will just reload, so I'm just going to leave it. So bootstrap client, the content is over here. So it's a lot of stuff, I think. So it says schema version. I think this is for the document description. Bootstrap VS Code server. Right, VS Code password and all that, and then user data log, logger, user data, running as some what user is being used to run, is it root or whatever, bootstrap log, and then DNF install, curl, GNU BG. So it looks like we are installing some packages. Who is Argon, Nginx, OpenSSL, unzip, JQCall, ncurses, compat libraries, and then git, autoconf, libtool, pip for Python, I believe, adding user, participants. So we are adding a user named participant, creating a password for that, and then making some changes around the user. So user modification, user added, setting up environment. So you're putting some environment stuff like language, which encoding, and then stuff like that, and then binaries, and then say setting up bash rc file. So and then AWS region to mention what is AWS region through environment variables, and then next telemetry disable ps1 how the prompt looks like, and then participant home. So access, so AWS CLI they're downloading, and then providing the access to the participant for it, and then installing the AWS CLI. Finally, after installing, they basically this is the install script that's being run, and then after installing they just say checking configuration, they check the version, and then create AWS specific directory, put configuration, I guess, like default region is this and all that, and then Python version they put it in the bootstrap log, and then what else, they put the Python 3 version, they say what is the Python version, and then installing support packages they put MariaDB packages, and then MySQL community release, RPM, Red Hat package manager thing. So and then installing using that, and then importing keys, and then installing stuff. So and then finally, after you have done MySQL stuff, they are saying install Percona stuff. So install Percona, and then Percona toolkit. So that is also done, and then finally sysbench. They configure, make, and then make install that. Sysbench is run, install sysbench, and then finally sysbench tpcc. So they clone that, and then so there is a test db also for samples. So again they're cloning that also. So as you can see, these are public open source repositories, so you can just use the https URL. And finally they are copying some file from S3 into the local. So looks like this S3 is having some Python stuff, I guess. So client requirements, reader load test, simple failover, Python aware failover, DAS reader, and then I think this is database activity stream, I'm not sure. Bank deposit, weather performance, replicate key, SageMaker policy, peer VPCs, serverless v2, delete cluster, and then finally zero ETL related stuff. Lab assets, basically these are all lab assets. Finally analytics URL, they are using some AWS analytics thing. So and then agree tracking, and then stack region, stack name, database cluster, database, I don't know what is CLU IO optimized storage cluster, okay, standard storage, okay. So optimized, this is standard. So this is IO optimized, this is database cluster IO optimized, this is database cluster standard, and for some reason there are environment variables for that, and then there's a data bucket, and then database cluster, what is PG, I don't know, and then parameter group, I think. So I don't know what that means though. Secret string, database password. So they get the secret string, right? They get the secret from the secrets manager, and then put it in the database password, and then database user also they put it. right? So they take the value, and then finally they use JQ and say this, and then they also use JQ to get the password. And password and export. Cool. So this is one thing, and then this over here, I think secret string is given here, and then I think it ends. Let me see where it ends. So it starts here. Oops. So it starts here, and then it ends here. So you get the secret string, and then you finally use this. So this is a separate command running here. Yeah, till here is one command, and then this is another, till here is another command, and then finally this one to get the username, finally password and username, all that is exported, and then DB credentials initialized, updated file ownership for the part like workshop stuff, VS Code server, so they get code server .dev. So I think this is basically code server .dev. I think it's called coder basically. Yeah. So this is the logo, as you can see here. It's called coder. So just a moment. I don't think I need this. Okay. Cool. So I just need documents owned by me. Yep. So what else? Code server is done. So here is the code server. There's a configuration for it. After doing the install, you enable it, and then you put configuration for the code server in the Nginx, and then there's a password, hashed password, and all that. They're using Argon and something, and I don't know what that CLI is, but there is some Argon 2 CLI. And then finally code server hash login, I don't know what that is, but and then finally they restart the code server, and they also restart Nginx. They enable the Nginx servers, and then they install some extensions. AWS Amazon Web Services Toolkit, VS Code, Amazon Q VS Code, Microsoft, I guess, MS VS Code Live Server, Synedra Auto Run command, I don't know what that is. And then Nginx installed, checking configuration, and then this is to test the configuration and all status. Code server installed, system status, curl, put status success, reason bootstrap complete, and then unique ID, cloud formation, and then bootstrap complete, and hey, so echo signal bootstrap shut down now. Cool. So that is the action, and that is the main steps. Versions, I think there's probably just one version. Permissions and whatnot is there. It's private. And let's open up the other one now. So this one is bootstrapping the VS Code Server ID instance. Let's open the other one now. This is bench. So this one, it has parameters. So let's see what kind of action. It's run shell script. It says inputs, run the command sysbench tpcc, tpcc.lua, mysql host, cluster endpoint, mysql user, and then db password, and then schema, ignore errors, all threads, number of threads, tables, number scale, runtime, database driver. Okay, cool. So this is one of the things. Oh, before this there's one more. So this is sysbench tpcc run. Before that there is a prepare, drop schema if it exists, create schema, and this is being sent to the MySQL client, and then you run this tpcc.lua. Okay, it says prepare over here. Here what do they say? Run, right? So it's a Lua code, I think. And so those are the two steps. Before that they're defining parameters, number of tables, database driver, MySQL in this case, and then database password, and then number of threads, and then scale, and then runtime. So I think it's in seconds, so this is gonna be 10 minutes probably, and then administrator users, sbtpcc, the schema that we'll be using. So yeah, cluster endpoint. So I think this is the right one. Let me just confirm by just copying this and then looking at it over here. Yep, that's all. So let's run this now. So it says curl, you get the token over here, and you get the instance ID, and then finally you put it. So let me show you how that looks like. So when you actually put echo token, you'll realize that you get a token. So I think this token comes from I believe this is like the metadata service. So you use this token to access the metadata service, so and to get the instance ID of the metadata service. So instance ID and then curl, you use the token, metadata token, and then 169.254 again you hit it and then get data instance. So I think if you simply hit this, you'll probably get an error, I guess. Yeah, you get 401 unauthorized, but if you get latest API token, you will probably, so not the metadata but instead latest API token not allowed, method not allowed. Okay, post method not allowed, put bad request, it's a HTTP that too, 169.254, 169.254 latest API token. You have to give a header. Okay, it says AWS EC2 metadata token TTL seconds 21,600. Okay, so X AWS metadata EC2 metadata token TTL, EC2 metadata token TTL seconds. Okay, so let's just use 21,600 is basically by 60, so 006 18 36 3. So that's like I think 360 minutes, which is basically 6 hours. That's a lot. Anyways, let me hit that. Okay, so that's the token. Okay, that's the token. And so now we can actually I mean, I'm just trying to get this thing by myself. So instance ID, metadata instance ID. So instance ID, so curl -h and then http://169.168.254/latest/meta/data/instance/id. No, instance -id. No URL specified. Oh, sorry. -h name. Okay, -i. Unauthorized. Okay, let me put the thing. It's X AWS EC2 metadata token, and then I think colon, I think this X AWS EC2 metadata token, and then this. Cool. Okay, so that's the instance ID. So this should be the same as instance ID. Yep. And then you use that instance ID to send the command. So we have run this command, triggered. So this says, command ID is this, document name is this, document version expires after, and then which is +530. So 24 34 20, so 004 12 a.m. now. So instance ID, targets, requested date time is this. So basically 3 hours later. So 3 hours later. So basically from now it's like 12 a.m. Something. So this one is 24. 5 hours 24 is like 1. Okay, 11 12 1. So yeah, it's almost 1 a.m. something. So yeah, because +5 is 24, like 0034, and then oh no, this is plus 5.5. So 0034 and then 1 4. So yeah, so this is like 1 a.m. in Indian Standard Time. So yeah, requested time is right. Let me see. +530, so 5:21 34, 10:04. Yep, that's right. So it is 10 p.m. now. Cool. So CloudWatch output config timeout 60. So this is seconds. So we have, I think, 1 hour. Basically 3600 is seconds is basically 60 minutes, and 60 minutes is like 1 hour. So yeah, let's see if the runs happened. AWS Systems Manager. I'll close this up. I can see the runs, documents, distribute, run command. So this is being run. Is there any output that we can see? Command description is clear. Command parameters, nothing. Like delivery timeout alone, execution timeout. Okay. What's the difference between those two? I don't know. It says understanding command statuses. Okay. So I think it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. Cool. So let's just wait for this to run. So what do these people say? What do all these parameters mean? Document name is the name of the document to run, command document to run on your behalf. Instance ID, the easy to execute this command on. So you can provide multiple IDs, I think. In our case, we're just running it in one instance. Parameters, additional parameters. So we didn't need any additional parameters. So I think we are good to go. The command will be sent to the VS Code ID, which will prepare the test data set and run the load test. It may take up to a minute for CloudWatch to reflect the additional load in the matrix. You will see a confirmation that the command has been initiated. Okay. Understand the database insights interface. Okay. So while the command is running, click on the writer DB instance and select monitoring tab. Okay. Let me actually go here. So monitoring tab, let me actually, every 10 seconds, yeah, let it refresh. So to expand the list of available actions and choose database insights, this will open a new browser tab with the database insights dashboard. So you can actually click this and then click inside this, and you can also click, interesting how it just went ahead. And if you click this, okay, so if you click database insights, it just removes the CloudWatch. Interesting. Cool. So I don't know what this 198 thing means. Probably 198 metrics. I don't know. Oh, there are there are 198 metrics here. This is showing only some of them. Some 3, 6, 9, 12, and 12 into 17. Wow, 12 into 10 itself is like 120, and then 12 sevens are 80. 12 sevens is 84. So, but I don't think the 17th one has everything, so it's probably not 84, probably less than 84, because 120 plus probably 68, sorry, 78. So basically this should have 6 less, so this should have 6 only, 3, 6, yeah. So yeah, there are like 198 metrics over here, and we have the database insights over here. Over here also we had it all this while, and here also. Interesting how this shows different data and this shows different data. I think I should reload this. Interesting how this shows different things. Here it shows green, here it shows 0, okay, I don't know. What are these referring to is the question. Let me actually click database insights from CloudWatch and let's see how that goes. So if I click observability solutions, AI operations, logs, metrics, application signals, insights, container insights, database insights. Great. So this one shows 1 is good. This is a MySQL node 1. Okay. 2. So 1 is okay. If I click on go to database insights, and then this should show me 1, yeah. So in both of these cases it is showing me 1 is okay. Interesting. I thought this should show me like something is not okay because of the load, but let's see it. So with database insights, you have 2 database views that you can use to monitor your database health, fleet health. You can use the fleet health dashboard to view a snapshot of the health of your database fleet. A database fleet and database insights is a group of databases that you want to monitor. You can create a monitoring view for a database fleet by choosing filters in the filters component. This component allows you to apply filters on properties such as cluster or instance names and tags. For more information, database insights fleet dashboard. Okay. I'll look at that. Interesting. So there is fleet health, and then there is filters. There's fleet health dashboard. Taking a closer view at the fleet health dashboard. Instances state summary, showing the state summary of instances in this fleet based on alarms or database load utilization. Top 10 instances per database load utilization, and then events, and then CPU utilization, freeable memory. So you can see that there is some load on this alone, right? On the one of them, the MySQL node 1. So here you can see the CPU utilization is going up, and freeable memory bytes is also going up, and then now it has gone down a bit, but it is still a bit higher than usual. And RDS instances overview. So you should see the database load utilization thing. So let me see. You should see. Okay. So you should see that the MySQL node 1 is getting some load in this case because of the load test being run. So instances state summary, use the instances state summary to view the health of all instances in your fleet. So all the EC2 instances or database instances basically. The instances state summary, basically database instance which is probably running in some EC2 or something. So the instances state summary provides two views based on alarms and the database load metric. By default, the CloudWatch displays the alarms view. Each node in the honeycomb represents an instance. So for more information about an instance, you can choose the corresponding node and choose filter view by this instance. Top 10 charts, use the top 10 instances per related database load chart to view the database load trend over the 10 instances with the highest database load. So trend over the time for the 10 instances with the highest database load. So the chart also provides the top queries and top wait events for the instance with the highest database load. So for example, I think wait events would be something like some auto vacuum and all that, I guess. And use the top 10 instances per metric charts to compare two key metrics for the top 10 instances in your fleet. Amazon RDS events, use the events summary and table to view RDS events for instances in your fleet. To view the events table, choose details, RDS instances overview table. So interestingly, this says RDS instances, this one just says instances anyways. Use the RDS instances overview table to view the alarm state, maximum database load percentage, and the time of the last state update for each instance in your fleet. Click on each RDS instances to view the details in the dashboard. Calling services table. Use the calling services table to view CloudWatch application signals services that are calling your database endpoints. Database Insights integrates with CloudWatch application signals. I think application signals is something that I've not used or something that I know, so something to check out. To provide metrics for each service in operation, including availability, latency, errors, and volume. So database instance. So fleet health we saw. Next, database instance. Use the database instance dashboard to view a snapshot of the health of your database instance. Database load, DB load measures the level of session activity in your database. The performance metrics displayed by the dashboard are a moving time window. So you can adjust the size of the time window by clicking the buttons across the top right of the interface. 5 minutes, 1 hour, 5 hours, 24 hours, 1 week, all. You can also zoom into a specific period of time by dragging across the graphs. Database load has 4 sections inside it: database load analysis, database telemetry, performance analysis, and calling services tab. You can use the database load analysis tab to monitor the top contributors to database load for each of the following dimensions: database, host, SQL, user weights. For more information about database load, see the database load in the Amazon Aurora user guide. Okay. We'll look at that later. We'll come back to that. So now we're going to be looking at database instance level thing. So here you have top weights, top SQL. So here you can actually see some commit statements, load by weights, top weights, redo log flush, and then so it's flushing logs, I guess. SQL handler, CPU, top hosts, host this 172.30.0.46. I think this is that thing. How do I know? If config, yeah, it's this one 172.30.0.46. So this is the machine that's sending the load. Top users, administrator, we are using the administrator MySQL user. Top databases, SBT, PCC, right? So a lot of inserts are happening and then commits. So, and then database telemetry. So we have metrics. We have 21 metrics. So the free memory has increased, better, good. In between it was too low also, I think, in bytes. Okay, this is actually gigabytes, so 5 GB, okay. Out of memory kills the count, and finally network throughput and all that. All are shown in one go itself, I think. And you can create widget apparently for some metrics. So I'm just going to close this for now. I mean, you can create anything with this, I think. CloudWatch metrics and then SQL queries per second and all that. So finally, performance analysis. So here you can see logs. Only the last 500 logs are displayed. You can use the search field below to match terms beyond the 500 entries shown. We recommend using a data production policy to mask sensitive data. Okay. Live trail, log insights. Choose a log group to live tail. Okay, so looks like you can live tail into these, but I think that will cost money. So log insights, again I think CloudWatch stuff. So finally, slow SQL queries. Are there any slow query patterns, slow queries? To see the matching slow queries are queries which duration exceeded the chosen threshold. Statistics are calculated from these slow queries only. We recommend using a data production policy to mask sensitive data. Events. So we have severity low event. One is configuration change. Again, one more configuration change. Performance insights has been enabled. Okay, so operating system processes. So there are RDS processes, operating system processes. Aurora storage daemon, Aurora MySQL daemon, the server, AWS event loop, MySQL daemon, and then log level MO. Performance analysis, there are no reports. Calling services, I think this is just one thing. No services found, but basically the host application signals. Okay. Cool. So we can also see line charts like this or bar. So now database telemetry and all, we checked it out. So metrics, I mean, let me actually go here. So this is services, operations, endpoint address, operation, average latency, max latency, volume, fault rate, errors, ID, name, status, report creation time, analysis start time, analysis end time, database telemetry. Interesting how these show the graphs. It shows the graphs, but then there are no tables like this. Oh, this is a table that is provided here. Okay, I thought that table comes there. CPU utilization, free memory, out of memory kills, input output latency in milliseconds, input output operations, number of operations, throughput, you know, number of operations per second, not that, but bytes per second, number of bytes per second. Okay, so operational throughput is that. So input output, disk queue length, requests, bytes per second, network throughput, connection utilization. InnoDB is the database engine, I think the storage engine, history. So InnoDB is one of the storage engines in MySQL, I think. So history, list length, logins, connections, so sessions, queries per second, query latency, milliseconds, query throughput, buffer, pool hit ratio, active transactions versus logs, DML, rows per second, data modification language, and then input output cache versus disk reads, pages per second, row lock time, dead logs. So these are some of the things that are present. Logs, nothing much, I guess. So you can actually see it's saying like plugin MySQL native password reported. MySQL native password is deprecated and will be removed in a future release. Please use caching SHA-2 password instead. And this has been going on for some time now. Let's see if I can find something other than this. Nope. Okay, so slow SQL queries, I think I mentioned, we've seen this. Events, nothing much to say. Performance, okay, cool. So all dashboard views are time synchronized. Zooming in will adjust all views, including the detailed drill down section at the bottom. So let's look at this one moment. Wow, we have a lot of things. We'll get to it one by one, I guess. Okay, so metrics. So click on the first tab to customize this dashboard by adding operating system metrics, database counter metrics, and CloudWatch metrics. So looks like you can actually add metrics. I haven't looked at what is logs insights yet. And this is fleet health. Systems manager, I think we can close, assuming this is done. Detailed status, yeah, this is done. Start time, end time is like in 15 minutes, more than 15 minutes this was done. So, or around 15 minutes and something, right? So we can close this, and we can actually see the metrics, and you can actually create widget and then be like, I'll put this here and whatnot. So you can also remove metrics from the dashboard. Oh wow, great. Okay, so you can remove from this view and metrics, delete. So this is the CloudWatch metrics. There it was shown in database insights. So in a more demure manner. So database telemetry, here they're showing the metrics in a more neat way. And then this section plots internal database counter metrics over time, such as number of rows read or written, buffer hot pull hit ratio, etc. These counters are useful to correlate with other metrics, including the database load metrics, to identify causes of abnormal behavior. So click on second tab to view the live trail log and live log insights. This section provides a view of database logs exported to CloudWatch logs for the selected database instance. So slow SQL queries, click on the third tab to view slow SQL queries. To view slow SQL queries and query patterns, you must enable log exports to CloudWatch logs and configure database parameters for your database. This section provides a list of slow query patterns. So slow query patterns sorted by frequency. By selecting a pattern, you can view a list of slow queries that match the selected pattern. You can use the slow query list to identify slow queries affecting your database instance. Click on fourth tab to view the operating system processes tab to view metrics for the operating system that your database instance runs on. Right. This section provides a snapshot of operating system processes running on your databases for a given timestamp, as well as key metrics such as CPU utilization, memory for each running process. Database Insights correlates these metrics with the metrics in a database load chart. So if you choose a data point in the database load chart, the operating system processes data is updated to display telemetry from the same timestamp. Finally, events. Click on the fifth tab to view the RDS relational database system. Events. This section lists the events table to view the RDS events for your database instance. Cool. So I think over here they were talking about a lot of stuff over here. I think in one of them it said operating system processes. I don't know where I can find. Oh, I think it should be here. Cool. So you can actually see what processes are running, what are the events that happen. Performance insights has been enabled and all. Okay. Operating system processes. So RDS processes, Aurora story. Oh yeah, this one we just saw a few minutes ago. MySQL daemon, the server, on that. Okay. So memory usage is this much, I guess. CPU utilization is this much. Highest being for RDS processes. It takes up so much memory, virtual memory, 10 GB. And the others take around 8, 1, in this case 9.5, 9.5. Cool. So let me actually look at the next thing. Next to database telemetry tab, you have the performance insights analysis tab to view performance analysis reports for database in your fleet. Next to that, you have calling services tab, which shows services and operations that are calling your instance. Database insights integrates with CloudWatch application signals to provide metrics for each service in operation, including availability, latency, errors, and volume. Cool. Finally, examine the performance of your database. After running the load generator workload above, you will see a performance profile similar to the example below in the database insights dashboard. The load generator command will first create an initial dataset using sysbench prepare, and then will run an OLTP online transactional processing workload for the duration of 5 minutes, consisting of concurrent transactional reads and writes using 4 parallel threads. So you can actually see that it has decreased. Database load here, it was increasing between top weights. Amazon Aurora MySQL specify weight events are documented in the Amazon Aurora MySQL reference guide. Use the database insights dashboard and the reference guide for documentation to evaluate the workload profile of your load test and answer the following questions. Is the database server overloaded at any point during the load test? Can you identify any resource bottlenecks during the load test? If so, how can they be mitigated? What are the most common wait events during the load test? Why are the load patterns different between the first and second phase of the load test? Cool. So that is that. We'll actually be doing this testing fault tolerance separately, and then finally testing fault tolerance is one thing. Observe and identify SQL performance issues, analyze SQL query performance issues, Graviton to x86 comparison, Aurora IO optimized security, manage database credentials with AWS Secrets Manager, and then IAM authentication to access the database cluster, set up database activity streams, DAS, Aurora Global Database Labs, connect an application to Aurora Global Database, monitoring a global database, use write forwarding, Aurora Global Database switchover, Aurora Global Database failover, machine learning with Amazon Aurora, Amazon Aurora serverless v2, upgrading Amazon Aurora MySQL DB clusters, and Amazon Aurora Zero ETL integration with Amazon Redshift. All of these I'm going to try it out one by one. For now I'm here. I think I'm halfway there. So this is one place and I have this much to go. Cool, so that's all I had for this video. I'll see you in the next one, folks. Bye bye.